band is called the Andy Spence Sextet. Does that mean you dictate policy?
Not really. Jazz is a very free type of music, so I don't really.
Oh, you've got your name on it, you don't just drive the van. What do you do?
I make the phone calls and organise the gigs and do the general dog's body of the band.
And what do you do in the day? What is your job outside music?
Well, I'm a professional musician and play for artists such as Gladys Knight.
Oh, so are you you're a session musician?
Yes, of sorts, you know. Try and get as much work as I can, but work is a bit thin on the ground at the moment.
What about you, Kevin? Are you a full-time musician?
Professional musician, aye.
I'm just wondering, with a sort of a band like this, you referred to Freddie Hubbard there, and it's sort of hard bop brought slightly up to date. Are you aware of the past of jazz at all? I mean, are you interested in jazz history, you know?
Absolutely, yes. 100%. My favourite trumpet player has got to be Louis Armstrong. So you can't get any earlier than Louis.
Well, that was the sort of days when, of course, jazz was for dancing. I mean, I can't imagine dancing to this band. What sort of a function do you think this band has with the audience?
Well, I would hope that it's on a par with the rock bands, the type that's going to attract the same type of audience that maybe a rock band would. It's a new progressive type of music, something that, as you can see, we're all young lads ourselves, and we're not following rock, we follow jazz persuasion.
But you play to listening audiences, do you?
Well, I hope so, yes. It's better to play to a listening audience, yes.
I won't keep you much longer, but as you obviously play around and about Yorkshire quite a lot, are you aware of what the media's telling us, that there is a sort of young interest in jazz, a growing interest?
Absolutely, and the Arts Council and everywhere are doing all they can throughout the country to support this, and I'm very grateful because these are guys for the chance to actually play in a competition such as this, which perhaps 2 years ago or 5 years ago would never have been a thought of.
Right, well, Andy Spence Sextet, good luck. Thanks very much. The next band's about to go on, so I'd better introduce them. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm marking them high, lots of style. I thought they had lots of style.
Yeah. Good. Joe, what do you think?
I like this band. They remind me of where Art Blakey used to play in the early 60s. And like you said before, I like this piano player. He has a nice touch and a good harmonic concept. And good brain kids. I like them.
David, how did you feel about that?
I think they had, they're quite interesting because they had a nice mood, which is important, a nice atmosphere at times, which is very important to communicating. And also I think, I like the fact that some of the arrangements were quite hip, but some of them were quite old-fashioned, you know, which is a strange blend. And you had the piano player who was quite hip, and the trumpet player who was like, quite old-fashioned but strong, you know? And that contrast.
It reminded me of, in the best sense, it reminded me of trumpet blues and cantabile. You remember that with Harry James? There's a sort of touch of that, but that's the dramatic element. What about you? What did you think of that?
Well, like the last band, at the front line, the individuality, in the sense that what I like about tenor and trumpet is the brightness it brings. It brings life, that nice high trumpet. As you said, a touch to Harry James, which, of course, as you know, made him, you know, pretty famous. It does bring a big sparkle to the band, opposed to two tenors. And to me, it's even better than two trombones, if you like. It's a bit more touch to it. More, if you like, even in a more commercial sense. It's a bit more accessible. Makes it more accessible.
It's good that all the bands have got different sort of lineups, just that little bit, isn't it? It's
I did enjoy the band leader as well. He was obviously very sort of into what he was doing. And trying very hard.
That's nice to see a bit of that out the front.
I saw him do the old, you know. It was lovely.
Great stuff. Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
All right.